Hey, what's up everybody? My next project is gonna be this 72 Gran Torino. Can I get it running and pass inspection? It ran pretty good when I got it and then I've just let it sit. It's a 302 car. Got new headers and new 2.5-inch exhaust put on it when I'd gotten it. And I just kind of set this thing back and really haven't done much with it. Looking to get a bench seat for it. I'm gonna take those buckets out. They're not really that comfortable on me. Got a little bit of rust right here on this. And I think I'm just gonna kind of patch that up for right now. The rest of the roof looks pretty good. But it's got a little bit of cancer on the fender wells. And I've got other doors to put on it because they've got some cancer in them as well. I think it'll make a cool daily. I think I burned the points up on it. It's not wanting to start and run like it used to. All right, now I know it's got plenty of gas. So I'm gonna check these points on this thing. First thing I'm gonna do is try a little bit of this emery cloth on here. I've got new points. I need to put them in, but let's see if I can just clean them up a little bit. Check it to see if I got any spark up there. There's a little bit of spark right there. Just put it back together. Bad puppy. Come on, bad puppy. See what you got. I guess what I really need to do is get a new set of points in here. All right, so I guess what I'm gonna do is the wagon out, I'll get Bertha out, we'll throw this up on the lift and probably change the oil in it and everything, and I gotta figure out why it's got such a transmission leak, and we'll figure it out. I may take it for a ride around the block real quick. All right, well, I managed to get one of the headlight bezels in, and now I got to work on getting this other headlight and everything in, get this bezel in. So that's what I'm working on tonight, and we'll see what happens, but it's coming around. Looking a whole lot better already. Woohoo! We got headlights. Bezels are in. So one thing I am gonna have to fix is this grill, or this grill surround. So pop that back in. And then there's the other headlights. Must have a burnout bulb right there. Had to fix that. And then my two in the back I gotta figure out. I gotta get up here. See what I can do about them. But it's coming around. fix this back here. I was moving it, pushing it sideways, and I accidentally broke that thing, which sucks. But look at them meats on there. 275 60/15s on a 15 by 10 inch rim. But I got tail lights, and that's burnt out, so I gotta fix that too. But she's coming around. Exhaust. Heck of exhaust tips for just a little 302. But I'll keep you updated as I go. I know it's raining a little bit today, but I gotta back these cars out of the driveway, which I'm not really driving them. I'm just gonna set them out in the rain, and everybody's washed their cars, so a little rain's not gonna hurt them. So gotta do that so I can pull the blue car down, get it off the lift, bring it down here. I'm gonna change the points and condenser in it. So I'm gonna change out the points and condenser on this thing, because I think that's my problem. But check it. The one thing I do notice though is I don't have a vacuum line coming from my carburetor up to my distributor, so that's another thing I'm gonna tackle. 5/16. Hey, it is. All right. So. Oh man, them bad boys are burned up. Terrible. Let's see. Let's see. All right, there we go. In here. Oh man. I'm gonna have to go get that other screwdriver. One thing about these Gran Torinos is they're pretty big. A whole lot easier to work on my Mustang. As far as leaning over, need to be about 6'8", 6'7", 6'8". Luke would probably be good at doing this. Couldn't imagine having a full-size car. This is a mid-size. All right. Holding screwdriver time. When all else fails, go get a Holden screwdriver. It's nice to have the right tools, actually. There we go. I wonder if I could get that thing to start. Okay. Well, that's no bueno. All right. We go get a flashlight and look for that thing. Man, that thing shot off my Holden screwdriver. I think it was a freaking flea. There it is. Woohoo! Found it. Miracle! Alright, let's see if we can just get this one hold on there, because I ain't shooting that thing off again. That thing took off like crazy. See what we got. Oh yeah, we don't want to burn that up. Okay, still having the same problems. So I guess next thing I'm gonna do is check for a vacuum leak, because I kind of wonder if that's what it is. So one thing I'm doing on here is I'm changing out the studs, and I'm going to put a longer stud in because I noticed that on these, actually it's upside down. So your coarse thread's going to go into your intake, and then your fine threads where your carburetor nuts go on. But what I was finding was the nut was only going right here to the top, and I didn't have any threads sticking above the nut. So I've got these longer 3-inch studs that I'm putting in, so hopefully that'll help a little. So let's see what we got. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, I get these other two out, and once I get them out, then I can put the other ones in. So basically, I know everybody knows how to do this, but you just take a nut, run it on there. Actually, let's stick these back in so we don't end up with anything, because I sure would hate to have to take something, drop down in here and have to take that thing off. Take the intake manifold off, because that would be a whole lot more stuff than what I really want to do. Bought these ratcheting wrenches at a yard sale years ago. I ain't never even used them. Brand new set. Got them cheap. I guess as long as you're out here with not a whole lot around, it's not too bad. And there's not a whole lot of getting that into a tight spot. Take the bottom wrench, hold on to the bottom nut, take the top one, tighten it down on it, and you just spin them out. Easy as that. So what I found was, for one thing, I had a ripped gasket, which I don't know. I don't know if that's what was doing it, but it was causing it to leak and running rich. Not sure. So I replaced it. But I got another problem I'm going to show you here in a minute. But let me start this thing up. Because it actually... Definitely not perfect yet, but I'm working on it. Is that a leak I just saw? Sure was. All right, well, that's no bueno. I may have to replace that piece of fuel line, but that's okay. Then again, I may just have to tighten it. But I think I just forgot to tighten it. That's what's going on. So, all right, there we go. That's running a whole lot better. So, what I got to show you is what I noticed as it was running. I noticed that the alternator looked like it was flopping around a whole bunch. Look at it. All right, so now I have a whole nother issue to deal with, because that bolt is broke and it's snapped off right there. So now I got to pull that bolt out, what's left of it, and I got to figure out what happened to the spacer. See if I can find it or find one, and So that's my next project. Then I went and got a battery tray today as well, so I've got to mount it because that battery was just flopping around up front, which is really no good. But yeah, look at that. The harmonics just snapped it right off. So apparently that wasn't the right bolt anyway, which I should have some over here in my box. All right, well, stay tuned. That's the next project, is to do that, mount this battery tray. I've actually got it running fairly decent, so go ahead and pull this battery and then mount the battery tray, do that. We'll be back in a second. All right, so I'm out here. That's where the battery goes, and apparently got a little rust down in here, but I'm not really worried about that right at this moment because that won't keep me from taking it where I'm going. But I did set this battery tray. It doesn't have a battery tray in it, and it hasn't had one, and I've always been scared of it, like hitting up here. Ever since I got the car, I was wondering why the battery didn't fit in there right. Then I realized it didn't have a battery tray, so went to the Mustang store where I got the Mach 1, got this battery tray from him. And so I got it marked down in there. I'm gonna go ahead and drill it, and maybe I'll clean it up and kind of paint that area for the time being. Oh, the other thing I noticed is, you know, with this alternator, this being broke, I'm wondering if I can get that. I may see if I can pop that out there, so I can see if I can get that bolt out. But I got to work that bolt out. And the one thing I noticed, and the reason that it broke is, well, I don't know how well you can see, but there's no bracket here. There's no bracket holding the front, so it was able to just move around anyway. So I kind of got to go through my brackets and see what I got. See if I've got one over here for it, but I've got plenty of brackets. All right, so what I've got here is, I figured out, my dad, thank God he came over, but he told me to look back here to see if they put a fuel filter back here by the tank, and apparently somebody did a long time ago. So I have a feeling after all the stuff I did, this is gonna be what my problem was. This thing being clogged. So I'm gonna try to change this out. I'm actually just gonna run this straight line across through here. And hopefully I don't lose too much fuel in the process. Need to cut this thing to length. And I put a screw in it just to kind of keep some gas, so that way I can take this off, cut this, pop that, and maybe I can get this hooked up so the fuel don't go everywhere. And then I can take all this off, and then I'll pop that screw out, stick it right up there. That's the plan, since I'm doing this by myself and I've only got one set of hands. So let's see what we can do here. Yeah, get my glasses on. For one, I can't see anything, but two, I don't want any gas in my eyes. Ooh, look at that crusty old thing. Ooh-wee. Wee doggies, that thing been on there a while. All right, let's get a knife to cut that off there with. Let's cut this bad puppy off here. There's some gas leaking out. All right, let's have this thing ready. Ugh. Look at that. Maybe that sock is clogged up on there. Huh. All right. Well, that might change what we're doing here. Try my dad's fix here. See if it works. Uh-oh. That's no good. All right. Run this up through here. Get my glasses back on. This definitely could be no bueno. We'll see. Look at that. Now's when I need a second set of hands. That worked. I guess I'm gonna have to try to pull that off. Hold that. Pull that off. Let's see if I can't get this one on real quick. Oh, it's running down my arm. Now to go get it all cleaned up. Good thing about being old is your hands cramp up really quick when you're doing stuff like this. It's awesome. All right, well, I'm still having my problem with it flooding, so let's see if I can figure this thing out. Down to that, I'm at least getting fuel now. Thank goodness. Took it for a little ride and started flooding up here again, so get this over here and I'll see what's up. Pretty cool running without the top on it. Makes it easy to see down inside when it's running. Alright, I'm gonna put this top back on here and then I'm gonna take it for a ride and let's see what happens. So we do have a little bit of running rough. Let's go up here and see if we've solved the flooding problem. Gosh, I hope so. This thing's wearing me out today. Oh, what is that in the driveway? Looking beautiful in the sun. Alright, well, we're going to do a walk around at night on this thing. We got our running lights. Lights on the side. Oh. Got my film stick on there. Got headlights. We got our running lights. So let's go for turn signals. Well, there we go. I got it. We'll be able to drive it to Columbus this weekend. Excuse me. So it's all ready to go. Got my license plate. Now, if you see me out on the road, say hi.